Breaking news right now. Just 3 minutes ago, President Trump's historic Social Security rescue plan passed, unlocking up to $1,100 per month for millions of hardworking Americans who have been shortchanged for decades. Guys, we're talking millions of hardworking Americans, but here's what nobody saw coming. And this could apply to SSI, SSDI. Comment down below if you're receiving any kind of Social Security, SSI, or SSDI. Now, at the same moment, ladies and gentlemen, this money got signed back to you. President Trump's team triggered one of the largest healthcare fraud takedowns in American history, busting open a $15 billion scam that was being run by some foreign crime rings that were bleeding your Medicare dry. And at the same time that they were bleeding your Medicare dry, they were putting real criminals in handcuffs. So we have a lot to talk about tonight, guys. Today, whenever you happen to be watching this, these were not penny ante crooks. This was a syndicate spanning Russia, Eastern Europe, and even Pakistan, using stolen IDs, fake medical companies, and shell accounts to siphon off the very funds that pay for your Social Security and Medicare. Comment down below if you're receiving any kind of Medicare. So while insiders, corrupt insiders, mind you, were trying to block your benefits, these criminals were busy draining it behind your back. This is the swamp at work, isn't it? But today, President Trump's DOJ just slammed the door and threw the cuffs on more than 320 people charged $245 million in dirty money, crypto, and luxury cars seized on the spot. Now, you've paid in for decades. They tried to steal it from you overnight. Is anybody else as pissed off about this as I am? And now, thanks to this deal, seniors, teachers, and public workers get back up to $1,100 per month, while the criminals who thought that they were going to get away with it are being marched off in chains. By the way, if you appreciate this, if you appreciate the daily news updates, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly what putting America first looks like. A president who says, not on my watch, and a Justice Department that follows through. Drop a 47 down below if you support the movement. So in today's video, I want to show you exactly who's getting the $1,100 boost, who's not, how the windfall elimination and the GPO ripoff finally ended, and of course, how Operation Gold Rush used a single $10 billion catheter scam to rip off over 1 million Americans' identities until President Trump's team snapped that trap shut. So stick around, guys, because I have a lot that I want to share with you. Smash the like button if you believe that these crooks should rot in prison. And if you think so, type in rot, guys. Now, also, I want you to drop a comment if you or someone you love is starting to see that $1,100 check already. All right, so I want to break down a lot of important information. You may need to grab some notes or even watch this video more than once, but make sure you watch this video until the end because there's a lot of critical information here for you that I do not want anyone to miss out on. All right, so let's go ahead and dig a little bit deeper because if you're retired, maybe you're about to retire, maybe your parents are about to retire, or maybe taking care of someone who depends on Social Security, SSI, or SSDI, you absolutely need to hear this with your own ears. So just a few minutes ago, right now, President Donald J. Trump made good on a promise that Washington insiders kicked down the road over 40 years. He signed and passed the Social Security Fairness Act once and for all. Now, here's the straight truth, guys. For decades, honest, hardworking Americans, teachers, firefighters, police officers, state employees, postal workers gave their best years to jobs that didn't even pay into Social Security the usual way. Many of these same folks paid in through through other jobs too, or through their spouse's work record. But when it came to collect what they had earned, bam, two nasty old rules called the Windfall Elimination Provision, the WEP, and the Government Pension Offset, also known as the GPO, cut their checks down to scraps. Now, for some people, this meant hundreds gone every single month. For other people, it meant losing a spousal or survivor benefit that was supposed to help keep the lights on when they were widowed. Comment down below if you were getting screwed on your Social Security checks. I want to hear from you. I'm going to be looking through the comments and see what you folks are saying. Millions just gave up hope that anyone in Washington, D.C. would ever even fix it. Politicians from both parties made noise, but nobody delivered until today. President Trump's new law kills the WEP, kills the GPO, and it restores fairness to folks who gave everything to their schools, their towns, and their communities and still got ripped off. Now, if you were hit by WEP or GPO, you might see up to $1,100 extra every single month on top of what you're getting before. Or For some folks, especially lower income retirees or widows, that whole $1,100 is their full monthly Social Security check. Now, here's the honest part. Not everyone gets an automatic bump. Heck, not everyone's getting $1,100. It depends on your work history, depends on your pension type, how long you paid in, and how badly WEP or GPO screwed you over. This is separate from SSI 2. That is really for folks with very low income and very few assets, different rules, different payments. But for millions of Americans, this is the first time in decades that they'll get the full check that they were promised. Can I get an amen on that one? And this isn't just a line on paper. This is food in the pantry. This is the difference between filling a prescription or skipping doses. This is dignity restored by a president, Donald Trump, who looked at the swamp and said, no more excuses. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to do the right thing for our American citizens. And folks, it passed. So I want to talk about why this $1,100 is such a big deal, especially right now in 2025. Now think about it. Inflation hammered every American household these past few years, didn't it? Right? Isn't your rent up? Mine is up. Well, not my rent, but my mortgage payment is up. My property taxes are up. My homeowner's insurance is up. The HOA fees are up. Groceries are insane. Eggs, meat, milk, gas is a little bit down, but everything costs more, right? And like, who feels it? Seniors on a fixed income. So when you finally claw back up to $1,100 more every single month, guys, that's groceries stocked up without fear. That's heating oil paid before the first snow. That's grandkids, getting a Christmas gift instead of an apology letter. You know what I'm saying here? And so here's what I love about President Trump and how he did it. He didn't just wish it through. He knew that the swamp was going to be fighting this bill tooth and nail. He knew the backroom swamp creatures would try to bury it with procedural tricks and parliamentarian blocks, right? So what did Trump's administration do? Well, they pushed. They forced the Senate to hold a vote. They forced it into a debate. And when the clock ran out, Vice President J.D. Vance, a man who clearly understands hard times and real American families, he stepped in late at night and cast the tie-breaking vote that broke the deadlock and sent the bill straight to President Trump's resolute desk. That is a team working for you, not big pharma, not for lobbyists, not for shady middlemen who get rich off the same taxpayers that rip you off for you. This is really why it's wild. And shout out to J.D. Vance. Drop a quick JD in the comments if you support JD Vance's efforts. But what's really wild here, at the same time that this benefit was about to pass, criminals, they were trying to steal the very Social Security and Medicare money right out from under you. Foreign crime rings, real organized syndicates running fake clinics, buying up fake medical supply companies, using stolen American IDs to file $15 billion in fake false claims. Now, some of you guys watching might not even know that your name and Social Security number were used to fake a claim for a catheter or medical supplies, and you never ordered it. And so here's what I promise. In the next section, guys, you're going to hear exactly how Operation Gold Rush, that's President Trump's DOJ, what they call this sting operation, uncovered 1 million, get this guys, 1 million stolen identities, fake owners, foreign shell companies, and a network that spread from Russia all the way to Pakistan and back to your Medicare trust fund. So don't move, guys, because next I want to go ahead and name where they got caught, how they did it, and how President Trump's team completely flipped the switch and arrested the masterminds who almost stole your Social Security boost before you could even touch it. So hit the like button if you believe criminals who steal from seniors belong behind bars for life, all right? Oh, and hey guys, real quick, before we jump into how President Trump's team shut down the $15 billion Medicare fraud, let me give you one piece of advice that I know you'll thank me for later. Now, if you're worried about maximizing every dollar that you're owed, or maybe you just want someone real to help you check your Medicare plan the right way, you need to pick up the phone and call Chapter today. Now, listen to what some real folks, just like you said in previous YouTube video comments of ours right here in our community, guys. Peter Alvarez, he wrote in a previous video comment, he said, by the way, Ron, Chapter is awesome. I talked to them. They were super helpful. They answered the phone very quickly. It was just a great experience. Everything you said about them is 100% accurate. They are the real deal. I highly recommend them. Wow. Guys, this is Peter Alvarez. Peter, I just want to say shout out to you, man. Thank you so much for taking the time and sharing your experience with Chapter with me. Or look at Nancy, 78 years old, still fighting to stay in her home. She said, Chapter just saved me $600 a year. I'm 78 years old and now paying $1,500 a month for rent. This savings may allow me to stay in my home. Wow. And then there are so many other positive reviews that I wanted to share with you, but I don't want to make this too long, but I just want to share with you guys. Chapter doesn't just say that they'll help. They'll actually pick up the phone, answer your questions, and get real savings for real people who deserve every penny. So don't wait for the next scammer or middleman to mess it up for you. Make one smart move today. Give our friends at Chapter a call right now. Phone number is 909-563-8279, or better yet, hit them up on their website at askchapter.org/Ron. Do it right now. Lock in what's yours, protect your check, and get the truth, the options, and the answers you need. All right. So now let's get back to how President Trump's team shut down these crooks, because you're going to want to hear this. All right. So let's connect the dots, because this is where the real criminal twist hits home, guys. While President Trump's Fairness Act was moving through the House and the Senate, another battle was raging behind the scenes, a hidden war for your Social Security and Medicare trust funds. So it's called Operation Gold Rush, and I promise you, you're not hearing this on legacy news. This is how deep it goes, guys. The Department of Justice, under President Trump's direct orders, launched the largest healthcare fraud crackdown in U.S. history. This wasn't like some small-time side hustle. Guys, we're talking about $15 billion in a fraud ring that was run by a transnational crime syndicate. So what did they do? Well, they targeted Medicare, your Medicare, mind you, with fake claims for medical equipment and supplies that people never needed, people never ordered, people never used. In fact, your name and Social Security number may have actually been caught up in this scam. It's that big. In fact, this is the biggest single scam. Actually, the biggest single scam was a $10 billion urinary catheter scheme. Okay, so get this, imagine this, right? Criminals bought up dozens of legitimate looking US medical supply companies. Now this happens all the time, mergers and acquisitions and whatnot. They do it in the stock market, in the S&P 500. Wall Street does this all day long. However, behind the scenes, they were ghost owned through fake strawmen in places like Russia, Eastern Europe, and Pakistan. Then they went ahead and did something truly vile, as if that wasn't bad enough. They stole the identities of over 1 million Americans. I'm talking about your mom, your dad, your grandmother, your neighbor. They used your Medicare ID to file mountains of bogus claims for equipment you never asked for. And then Uncle Sam paid them out. Every penny that they stole wasn't just government money, it was your money, guys. Is anybody else as pissed off about this as I am? This is money seniors count on for prescriptions, for hospital visits, for Social Security checks. When they say that they don't have enough money for Social Security, blame these guys. Right? So this is what President Trump's administration was up against, a real threat, not a made-up headline. And unlike the old swamp that turned a blind eye, President Trump's DOJ went a-hunting. Now, if you're on Social Security, SSI, or SSDI, and you're saying, man, why is my check so small? This could possibly, I don't even want to say this is clearly a reason why. So here's where it gets good, guys, because when President Trump promised America first, this is what he meant: protecting your money, punishing the people who try to steal it, and defending the trust funds that keep seniors secure. Now stick around to the end, because the end of this video, you are not going to want to miss this. While career politicians argued over nonsense, Trump's DOJ and federal prosecutors moved in hard. They didn't just find the fraud, they tracked it. They mapped every fake company, every stolen ID, every offshore account. Then they kicked those doors in. Guys, over 320 people have now been charged. These aren't all shady middlemen. Almost 100 were licensed medical professionals who sold out their oath and betrayed the American people that they were supposed to be caring for. Comment down below if you think that they should all be arrested and thrown away without a key if they did some fraudulent stuff like that. Let me know, guys. And so the takedown didn't stop there. Millions in cash was seized. Crypto wallets frozen. Luxury cars, homes, yachts seized. In total, more than $245 million in dirty money and assets were grabbed before they could disappear offshore. Now, who knows how much they got offshore? That much wasn't shared with us yet, but I'm pretty sure Trump's DOJ, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, they're going to get down to the bottom of that for us. So President Trump's team even caught the key criminals at U.S. airports hiding in plain sight. Guys, others were arrested crossing the Mexico border or grabbed overseas in places like Estonia. They thought they could hide. They were wrong. And here's the strategic genius behind all of this. By slamming this pipeline shut, the Trump administration didn't just make headlines. They directly protected the same pool of money that funds your $1,100 Social Security boost and your Medicare coverage. Every stolen dollar they claw back, it's another dollar that stays in the trust fund instead of some Crooks crypto wallet. You know what I'm saying here, guys? So this is what smart leadership looks like. While others talk, Trump's team acts. While career insiders bury scandals, the administration, or at least this administration, brings them out in the sunlight and puts the handcuffs on the ones that are stealing from you. And believe me, guys, this fight is far from over. In fact, in just a minute, you're going to hear how massive this fraud bust proves that President Trump's loyalty to seniors and hardworking Americans, and why it shows that Trump's promises actually mean something. Remember when they were trying to say that Trump is going to he's going to kill Social Security? Does anybody still believe that now that we're seeing what Trump's actually doing? All right, guys. So I want to zoom out just for a second, and I want to talk about why this moment really hits so hard for so many families. All right. Now, if you're watching this right now, you already know the political class talks a big game when it comes to seniors. They promise to protect Social Security, but what do they actually do? They fight, they stall, they cash checks from lobbyists it's so dirty how they do this, right? They cash checks from lobbyists while retirees are stretching pennies just to make rent. Now, President Trump, he did something completely different. He didn't just campaign on America first. He turned it into checks in your mailbox. He turned it into criminals in handcuffs. And he turned it into hope for folks who gave everything to this country but got punished by stupid rules for decades. Let me know if you got punished by one of these stupid rules. Anyway, killing the windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset wasn't a headline stunt. This was a fight for public school teachers, for city workers, for firefighters and police officers who already risked their lives when they saw their retirement checks were slashed. Comment down below what you do for a living or what you did for a living before you retired. I'd love to know what you guys are up to. So check this out. This new $1,100 Social Security fix proves he meant it when he said promises made, promises kept. But President Trump's comparison didn't stop with fixing old rules. In fact, he knew the same money was under attack by criminals overseas and traders here at home who were just all too happy and eager to cash in on fake claims and stolen identities. So what did he do? Well, he told the DOJ to go ahead and hunt those suckers down. He told his Attorney General, Pam Bondi, and Dr. Mehmet Oz at CMS to shine the light on the worst Medicare scam in modern history and arrest the ringleaders wherever they were hiding. Now, tonight, whenever you guys are watching this video, hundreds are in handcuffs. Hundreds more are next. And the money that was supposed to disappear into shady crypto wallets, well, it's back where it belongs. It's back in the trust funds that keep your checks safe. Now, this is what real patriotism looks like. Not a bumper sticker, not a cheesy press conference. It's a government that works for you, not for foreign crooks. This, guys, it's a president who says our money stays in America and then proves it with action. So if you take nothing else from this, guys, today, I want you to hear this loud and clear. This isn't about $1,100. It's not about, one sting operation or a few arrests. This is about sending a message to every crook, every foreign syndicate, and every single swamp insider that's out there. You mess with the American people's money, you're going to mess with Trump. He's not going to let it happen on his watch. Because what does this fraud takedown plus Social Security rescue really prove? Well, I think it proves that the United States is finally serious about protecting seniors, serious about fixing these broken loopholes that let these fraudsters get rich while grandma gets shortchanged, hunting foreign crime networks who think America's open for easy money, and above all else, finally putting American families first while the swamp squeals in the background. I mean, think about it. Every dollar seized in the Operation Gold Rush, this is money that's staying right here. It's getting put back in that trust fund. This is money that helps cover your next doctor visit. This is money that keeps your Social Security check stable when the cost of living goes up again, right? Other countries laugh when they see our government waste billions of dollars knowing that they're cashing in. But today, guys, we're sending a very clear message. No more. This is what America First really means, guys. It means your money stays in your community, in your wallet, in your bank account, in your home, not in some offshore bank account run by some crooks in Eastern Europe. And you want proof? Here's the proof. Look at what happened today. Look at the arrests. Look at the law that just passed. Look at the extra $1,100 that's just about to land in people's mailboxes because one administration finally had the backbone to say enough. Right? And you know what, guys? We're not done yet because I got one final piece that I want to share with you. The inside details of how this entire fraud ring got smashed, where the criminals were concerned, they were cornered, what Dr. Mehmet Oz said about the stolen identities, and how a few final arrests, they went down at an airport. Actually, a couple of airports, the border, and even overseas. Definitely going to want to see how deep this web really ran. So check this out. I want to bring it all the way home with the part that they really don't want you to hear on the they're not going to share this on the 6 o'clock news. I promise that they're not. If you haven't heard this on the news, please say thank you, Ron, for sharing this. All right. I want you to hear how deep this fraud really ran and how President Trump's team made sure it did not slip through the cracks again. So while Operation Gold Rush was hammering the syndicate's fake clinics and shell companies, federal agents were watching every exit door. Now, if you're just now joining the live, I highly recommend you rewind this to the very beginning because I covered a lot of key information that led up to this point. I do not want you to miss out on those details, okay? I don't want you to leave any money on the table. So they caught these criminals at the airport. Remember, the agents, President Trump's Gold Rush, Operation Gold Rush agents, they were watching every exit door, okay? So they caught the criminals at U.S. airports, boarding flights with suitcases stuffed with cash and crypto wallets, loaded up with stolen Medicare payouts. Guys, they grabbed others trying to sneak across the Mexico border, hoping to vanish into cartel territory where the U.S. law enforcement cannot touch them. Well, they even nailed a cluster of ringleaders all the way in Estonia, overseas, in bed with the same networks that push ransomware attacks on U.S. hospitals and data centers. How many times have I warned you that they're coming after our U.S. infrastructure, right? These are the same guys. I'm telling you, like, all of this is connected. Are you guys seeing this? Like, a lot of what we're hearing in the news is nothing more than a distraction. Can somebody say distraction? But we're smarter than that. We're not falling for that nonsense. Guys, these people that were apprehended were not amateurs. These were organized crime professionals who figured America, they probably looked the other way because, under the old swamp, that's exactly what happened. But no, not this time. No. And you know who called it out from day one? Dr. Mehmet Oz. Does anybody remember Dr. Oz? I think he used to be on Oprah's show back in the day. So President Trump's handpicked head of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, he stood up and he said point blank, these aren't petty thieves. These are sophisticated criminal networks. They're targeting your identity, your Medicare number, your trust fund, guys. 1 million stolen identities. Think about that for a second, right? These crooks, they didn't just steal some made up government money. They stole from you, from me. Every fraudulent claim meant less funding for your prescriptions, for your doctor visits, for your Social Security check, SSI check, SSDI check, you name it. And while they're busy out there draining billions of dollars, they were counting on nobody noticing. But guess what? They didn't count on Trump's team blowing the whole thing wide open while securing the same Social Security boost that the swamp kept blocking for decades. Now, some of you guys asked, well, where's Elon Musk in all of this? Look, Elon Musk, he's been very vocal about the bloated Medicare system for years. Elon Musk has been tweeting warnings about how fraud eats up billions of dollars and how nobody has the spine to clean house until now. If anything, consider this sting the proof that President Trump's team doesn't just tweet about it. President Trump's team hunts it down, they seize the dirty money, and they lock up the thieves. So shout out to Elon Musk for his efforts. I know he's no longer a part of the White House's Department of Government Efficiency or DOGE team anymore, but his efforts are definitely appreciated, right? But here's the truth, guys. The story is not over yet. More indictments are coming. More dirty money is being tracked. And if you think the big fish haven't flopped on each other yet, trust me, they will. The swamp doesn't hold up very well when the cell doors slam shut. You know what I'm saying? So what's the big picture? Well, I'll tell you what it is. The $1,100 Social Security rescue is in fact real. The biggest Medicare fraud ring ever busted. And tonight, America sends a message. If you steal from seniors, you answer to President Trump's DOJ and you will lose. So here's what you need to do. Number one, I'm going to leave a link for you in the description down below and in the pinned comment. Join our breaking news newsletter right now. Just click the link, join us right now, totally free. I want you over there. I don't want you missing out on any more breaking news, okay? That's the first thing. Now, if you or someone you love is finally getting their full Social Security check after decades of WEP or GPO cuts, drop a what's that emoji that looks like this? Drop a muscle in the comments down below, okay? Now, if you think that every crook who stole your tax dollars should rot in prison, I want you to hit the thumbs up, guys. And if you want this truth out there, share this video right now, because legacy media is sure not going to do it for you. I promise you that. I'm going to bring you the receipts. We're going to break that swamp spin, and we're going to stand for every American who wants their country's money to stay right here for the people who earned it. So stay tuned, stay strong. Remember this, guys. This is what promises made, promises kept looks like. Oh, also hit the link down below. Reach out to Chapter, tell them Ron sent you. And I want to see what kind of reaction that you get when you say that Ron sent you, okay? And comment down below how much money you were able to save with Chapter. I can't wait to read your comments. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for sharing this video. Thank you for subscribing and liking this video here. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.